I definitely heard a kick. That's really exciting. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Free Beat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be taking my Teenage Engineering OPZ and attempting to hook it up to this. This is the Alesis Trigger IO, and this is a piece of gear I've had for about 10, 11, 12 years now. And essentially what this is, for those of you unfamiliar, it's a trigger to Midi interface. So you can see, just like a typical electronic drum brain, we've got all these different inputs here, 10 inputs for pads or drum triggers, sustain pedals, whatever you'd like, whatever that can generate any kind of triggered signal. And then you have a USB out and a standard 5-pin Midi out. So basically it's a Midi controller that you can use with drum pads. And I think the original idea was that you could plug in your 10 drum pads and then Midi out to your computer and play a VST or play a virtual instrument. However, it does have 5-pin Midi out. So the reason I got this is I was playing with a band I was in about 2010 or so, and I had a Roland SPDS sampling pad, the original version of the one I have now, and I wanted some more pads on the other side of the kit. So I bought this, plugged the pads into it, Midi'd into the SPDS, and then all of a sudden I could trigger those sounds from anywhere on the kit. And then I actually ran some sustain pedals over to our bass player as well, so he could trigger some samples in the songs. It's a really cool piece of gear. It actually takes power over USB as well. Really quick though, I'll show you guys kind of the menu and the interface. So I'm going to use a standard power adapter here, just 9 volts, right in there. Click the power button on. We can see the interface on the front lights up. So these two buttons on the left here allow you to scroll through all these different categories. We have kit, which is basically the settings you can save into 20 different kits. So you can have 20 different options. Program change, trigger MIDI channel, MIDI note, and then these are all specific to the trigger that you're editing. So gain, velocity, curve, threshold, crosstalk, retrigger, and trigger type, where you have sustain, piezo, however you say that, switch, piezo switch, and switch piezo. We're going to be primarily using piezo switch, but we'll get to that later. And basically to save, you just scroll back to the kit function and then it resets it. The way that you select what trigger you want to edit is you actually have to plug your trigger in and then hit the trigger and it'll bring that up. And then of course the value buttons on the left allow you to edit your different settings and whatnot. So very cool. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this working with the OPZ. All right, so forgive the messy desk. You can see my key step up in the corner there. But all I'm going to need for this is my USB Type-C to full-size Type-B cable that I use with the OPZ and the Novation Launch Control XL. That should, in theory, work for this, too. So I'm going to plug in the Type-C port to the OPZ. And then we're going to go ahead and plug the Type-B port into the MIDI interface. Now on this guy, we want the power button to be off because it says right here, I don't know if you can see, when you're using AC, this is your power switch. If not, it should just turn on. So I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see. Let's turn on the OPZ, see if this thing powers up. Oh, all right, perfect. That's a good sign so far. So now what we are going to do is plug in this. This is I'm just going to zoom this out all the way. Now you can see everything, my feet, my bed. Yeah. We're going to plug this in. This is a Roland PD-X8. This is a dual trigger drum pad. So we can send a trigger from the head and from the rim. Just for this test, I'm going to use a mono cable. So we're only going to get a head trigger, but that's okay. The goal of this is to see if we can trigger some sounds on the OPZ. So let's go ahead and just plug this into, let's just say Tom 1. They're not really specific. Okay, so this might be kind of hard to see, but I've got the pad plugged in. So now, in theory, if we hit the pad, we should see a little activity light there. The OPZ is powered on. We're on the kick drum track as well, I think. Actually, let's see. Our MIDI channel is set to 1, which is the kick drum track. So if we've got the MIDI note number right, when we hit this, it should play a sound in theory. Let's see. I definitely heard a kick. That's really exciting. So now what we can do, so that's 43 is a kick drum. That's crazy. that works. Sorry, now what we can do is, yep, it set the piezo switch. Just come down here. We can turn the threshold on the pad way down. So threshold indicates how hard you need to hit it before it triggers. So we can hear, as I turn this down, the lighter I hit it. Oh yeah, that triggers a kick. That is really freaking exciting. Okay, let's go down to the note number and change these, because as we change the note number, it should change which one we're playing. How freaking cool is that? And in theory, if we change the Midi channel, it should change what track we're on. So this, if we change it to 2, should be snare. Yup. Oh man. That is absolutely epic. All right, I'm going to set this down. And we're going to go to the snare track. And I'm going to play with... That is so cool. All right, well, man, what a success. I'm going to increase the MIDI note number. There we go. That is so cool. All right, you know what? Just for fun, I want to plug this guy in. This is a Roland PD8. This is another dual trigger pad. And what I want to do is try to get a kick drum sound on this, and then a snare drum sound on the white pad, and just see if we can play a little pattern with drumsticks with all the sounds coming straight from the OPZ. This is getting really messy, but I don't even care. This is so cool. Right off the bat, that's a kick drum sound. So I'm going to set this right here, and I'm going to grab my drumsticks real quick, and we're gonna jam on this. Okay, I've got my sticks. So that's kick drum, that's snare drum. Yeah, I guess there's nothing left to do but just play a pattern. All right, well, there you guys have it. If you didn't think the OPZ was a versatile piece of gear before this, I don't know what more I'm going to have to do to sell you on that fact. It can be a full-blown drum module for electric pads with a piece of gear that originally only cost like $100, some Roland pads. This video, I don't even know where we're at time-wise, so it might be short, might be long. I don't know. I just had way too much fun. So yeah, this video, man, what a wild success. I'd imagine this would work with a Kingston Nucleum USB hub too, so you could charge this and have your kit. Oh, that might be another video we have to do, because then you'd have so many parameters to edit. You could do it with samples. You could play. Oh man. Okay, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that sometime in the future. But if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like on it. If not, you can leave a dislike too. That's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on the way to 1,000 subscribers. 850 is the new goal for this month. Got about 6 days left and only, I think, 20-some subs to go. So you guys have been killing it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye.